Doot, 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 doot. Yo, what is going on, everybody? What is going on? So, today I got a good one. Today, I'm doing a digital art tutorial, which has been requested from you guys for quite a minute. So, I'm happy that I'm finally getting to this. So, today I'm going to work on what you see in front of you, which is my Spider-Man sketch. I'm going to show you how I bring it to life digitally. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comments. But I'm just going to go through and just talk through the process and how to do this, and if you want to do it for yourself with Photoshop or anything like that, and how you could do it too. All right, cool. I think that's enough talking. Let me get started. So just so everybody knows, I'm doing this in Adobe Illustrator. Pretty much you could do the same thing in Photoshop. The process is a little bit different, but I personally like to work in Illustrator just because if I ever need to make the design bigger, make the design smaller, I'm able to do that. So the first thing I like to do, if this is Photoshop or Illustrator, is I like to bring in the sketch and then lower the opacity. Let's see, right? I usually lower it to about 50%, just so I could see the artwork, and then I could also, see the drawing on top of it. I suggest to make 2 copies. In fact, I should do that right now. So usually I make 1 copy that I haven't touched just in case. I just put it right behind it and I lock that. And then the one that you can see, I'll lower that opacity just in case if somehow I delete it or something gets lost, or maybe if it moves, I have one in the backup. You always want to have one backed up. Terrence Jones, what is good? It's the real JDA. What is going on? Thanks for joining. You came at the right time. So the first thing I'm going to do now is I am going to draw over my Spider-Man drawing. So this is what you need to keep in mind whenever you work in a digital art program. So it's almost like everything is layered, right? So think of it like pieces of paper. Every color, every object has its own shape. So for example, let's do this really quickly. You see how there's a red here, right? Just gonna make a copy of this red. I'll make another color so you see what I'm talking about. See how these overlap each other, right? So usually what I do is I draw shapes and then I layer the shapes on top of each other in the right order. So that's what you need to think about whenever you're doing a graphic design program. It takes a little bit to get used to, but once you understand that, it makes everything a lot easier. Yes, you could have stroke lines, which you could draw like a pencil, but it gets pretty confusing if you don't know that. So I just want to get that out the way. Just know that every object can go on top of each other like a piece of paper. All right, so I'm going to use the pencil tool, right? I'm going to do that to start out my Spider-Man drawing. Back up a little bit so you guys can see everything. All right, and pretty much what I'm going to do here is, let me start off with the eyes. And the beauty about graphic design programs is if you do something that's symmetrical, you can do it once, copy, paste, save yourself some time. In the beginning, I was pretty guilty about it. I felt guilty about it, I mean. I definitely did it. I did not feel bad, but yeah, I felt guilty about it because I thought I was being lazy. But what I've learned is when you're doing these projects, you want to move as fast as possible. And moving as fast as possible is you trying to be efficient, and being efficient is you not wasting any time. So if you're doing this, it's okay to copy and paste your own stuff if it makes your life easier. In fact, I encourage it. All right. Now, just so people know, I'm working on a tablet. You don't need to work on a tablet, but I find it makes my process a little faster. But I spent the most of my career doing everything with a mouse, doing all my designs with the mouse, actually. I don't know how I did it now that I think about it, but I was able to get the job done with just a mouse. Just keep in mind that it will take a minute, but it is what it is, Can't rush perfection. That's what I always say. So like I said before, for new people coming in, I'm doing everything in Adobe Illustrator, just like Photoshop. Just a few differences. And right now I'm using the pencil tool, and I'm just gonna I'm pretty much copying my drawing. And then now I'll be able to edit anything to make it look like the way that I want it to look. So it's a little wonky. I'm going to correct this because I'm going to simply just copy and paste this when I'm done. And that's a cool thing. When working with this program, you could always go back and edit anything. And for the people, can you guys see that, those lines? Yes, you can. So what do you even call these little boxes? These anchor points? I'm pretty sure they're called anchor points. I forgot the name, to be honest with you. But when you work with the mouse, you're able to manipulate the line with these anchor points. And that's what I'm doing right now, just to get everything to be as smooth as I would like it to be. So, all right, so right now we have one Spider-Man eye. So what I'm going to do is, to make my life easier, to show you guys an example, I could simply just copy and paste it. And if you go into the options, go to transform, you could be able to flip it. And then boom. As you can see, my drawing's a little off, but that's what happens when you do everything by hand. Nothing's going to be perfect and nothing's going to be the same. All right. Now, for my next step is I'm just going to draw Spider-Man's head. There's two ways I could do this. I could cut it in half, or I could just follow my drawing. Chances are it's probably not going to be symmetrical, so I'm going to make this symmetrical. I'm going to do that by just drawing one side. So I'm going to start from the, whoopsie daisy. So I'm going to start from the top. And the good thing about using a pencil is even if I take my hand off the pad, I can always just pick up where I left off. All right. So I have half of a Spider-Man head right now. And I'm just going to go make sure everything is, you know, not wonky, I guess you could say. I'm just going to stretch out his head. It's a little bit right here. Right? And now, there's two ways to do this, right? I guess I could show you the guys. I should be proper and not be lazy. So they have a tool here that allows you to, hold on, I just want to make sure I have the right name before I tell you. The reflect tool, there you go. Take the reflect tool, if you put it anywhere that you put it. So like, for example, right here is the point, right? So this black line I made a copy of. So if I, nope, did not do that. Try that again. Nope, didn't copy it. Try this again. All right, copy. All right, now it should work. All right, cool. So right here, so at this point, right, underneath this line, I have a copy of it. So if I flip this, it would literally follow clockwise, or this is counterclockwise. Nope, this is clockwise. So this right here will follow clockwise from my copy. It's a cool little trick, makes your life a little easier. Sometimes you have to go over it. Let me zoom out so I could show you guys. So like again, I'm going to use that reflect tool. I'm going to place it at this point. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm just going to flip Spider-Man's head. Dope. Now, as you can see, this is why I like to do stuff live. So as you can see, something's off here. It's either the eyes. It's probably not the eyes. I could bring the eyes in actually. Now think about it. Cool. And I could always split apart the head a little bit if I want to give it some more breathing room. And I think that will fix this. And like I said, the beauty about art is you could always do the eyeball test. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to close this shape out. I'm going to do that by, I can go ahead and access these 2 points, bring it together, close it. Can I draw the Hulk? Yeah, that's actually on my list of things to draw. I won't be doing it today, but maybe in the future. I'm definitely gonna add that to the list. Are we talking about the regular Hulk or are we talking about She-Hulk? Which person are we talking about here? because I know the new She-Hulk show came out. I haven't seen much. I've just seen the massive amount of jokes that have been going on with the CGI. I'm like, there's no way Disney could have let something out like that. I just don't believe it. Can I do the Hulk next? Hey, you never know. That can be my next one. All right. All right. So right now we have two eyes. We have a head. So, what I like to do, this is more my style and preference. You could always, I guess, change the stroke line. Can you draw if you can? I read what you said, but if you elaborate on that, I might have an answer for you. Let's see. What should I draw next? So, okay, I draw regular. Yeah, maybe my next one. This one I'm sticking to digital for this one. I'm pretty committed, and because of the setup. So here I am. But you never know. Yeah, if you have any ideas of things you would like to see me draw, please leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you would like me to draw. I'm a big fan of Marvel, big fan of DC. I can always do comics and stuff like that. Let me know. All right, so right now I'm going to add color to his eyes. Before I do this eye, I'm just going to, so perfect, I'm happy, I'm here now. So this is another example showing you how everything can be layered, or it usually is layered. So right now I'm drawing a highlight. I'm drawing it underneath his mask. So you see how the highlight's on top? I could put it behind so it doesn't interrupt the black line, because I just don't want that at this moment. I'm going to do that again. And like I said, this isn't a tutorial where I'm going to give you all the tricks in one shot because it's just too many. But this is more about, so you can see the capabilities of what you can do once you're working in a program like this. I think that's more important because this is such a powerful program that literally will be here for weeks of me trying to explain everything. All right, so now this is where it gets cool. So behind this, I'm actually going to turn his eye. See? All right, I know exactly what happened here. Okay, now this is where order is very important, right? Okay, how do I explain this in pure English? So the reason why I weren't able to see the highlights is because of the order. So what I'm going to do to take care of that, there's a few ways I could do that. Okay, got it. So behind this, I'm going to put the black color. There you go. Now, I'm going to go ahead. Now everything should be, I know exactly what I did here. 1 second, and I will explain, because I don't want to get too much into the weeds. Seriously? Oh, no, I got it actually. All right, cool. Try this again. This should, now this should work. Yep, even I been using this program for so long and I still get snagged. All right, I got it now. Can I draw 11 from Stranger Things? I could. I definitely could. Back. There you go. Seriously? What is going on here? 1 second, folks. All right. I'm trying to figure out why this is not working, but it will work right now. All right, cool. All right, so now, after a lot of trial and error, this is why layering is important. And right here, can I zoom into this right here? No, I cannot zoom in. But right here, these layers help you to keep everything organized. I strongly suggest you guys learn the layers. It will make your life so much easier, so you don't just flop through things like I just did. All right, so right now we have one Spider-Man eye. It's better than no Spider-Man eye. And then just for symmetry purposes, and what I like to do, actually, let me do that right now. I like to put every object in its own layer, just so if I need to work on it, I can work on it on its own. So this will now be my eye layer. Right, cool. Then I'm gonna go ahead, flip this like I was showing you guys before, because we're all about saving time, right? So you're gonna drop that right here. I'm gonna go ahead and stretch that just a little bit. And then what I'm gonna do is, and the beauty of when you put everything in its own layer, you can just select everything at once. And I'm just gonna go back, take a look at it really quickly, and not bad, not bad. All right, so now there's a few things we could do. I'm going to do the line work for Spider-Man, right? So I'm gonna do that in another layer, like I was just saying. I'm just gonna put lines, and again, I'm gonna use my pencil tool to make this happen. So what I'll do is I'll just trace what I did, keep it pretty, bring this down here. So I'm just going to trace what I did, keep it pretty simple. And that's one line. Perfect. And I'm just going to copy everything I just did. And it might be off by a little, but I could always move everything. For me right now, just me just getting down to general shape. Yeah, who here has seen Stranger Things? My opinion, one of the better shows that have come out in the last few years. But I thought they were going to end it. I don't know what happened. I swore it was supposed to be the last season. I don't know if Netflix said, hey, we have a whole bunch of money for you, so figure it out. Stretch this show as long as we can possible. But I enjoyed the last season. I thought it was really good. All right, so we got this. I'm just going to make it a little thicker. All right, guys, we got a few lines done. Now we're going to go ahead. We're going to do the other lines. So this pencil tool that I'm using pretty much mimics exactly the name, almost like using a pencil. It's almost like using an ink pen. And the cool thing about it, you can manipulate how thick the lines are, or I could freehand it to where, depending how hard I press onto my pad, that's how thick the lines will be. But for this one, this works just fine. And like I said, I'm just tracing what I did here. And then we can go ahead, you're going to hit this one. Going to do that one. And the good news is if I want to go back and change the thickness of each line, I could do so. I could actually focus on each line if I wanted to. But for right now, everything is working pretty well. And those boxes, those anchor points, see how if I stop and raise my hand off the pad, I could always continue from the last one, which is like the open one. But if I do so, just keep in mind that they're all connected, and that might not be something that you want. So you have two options. You can either do it one by one, or you can connect them. It's really up to you, whatever you want to do. For this one, either way is fine. Nobody's going to be able to tell. All right, great. Just got to do this one right here. This one right here. All right, cool. Starting to look a little bit like Spider-Man. I got to put everything behind the eyes. All right, so behind I have my sketch. I have the eyes. Now, so there's two ways I could do this. So I'm going to do the color. I'm going to put it behind the black line. Like I said, this is like paper. So you want to stack everything. You just want to make sure you put everything in the right order. So behind that, I'm going to put the red color. And there you go. We have a red. Now, this looks super flat. The reason why it looks super flat, because there's no shading or anything like that with this drawing, which we're going to change right now, actually. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to do first. So let's do it this way. All right. So we're going to do some shadowing underneath his face, right? And I can do it two ways. I'm going to continue to use the pencil, and I'm going to draw right on top of the red. And like I said, the best you could do is keep in mind these are all shapes. And it's not perfect, but I'll go back. All right. Happy now I'm just gonna, there you go. All right. And then over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some more shading on the top of his head. Add some shading right over here. And usually, whenever I do these sketches, I pretty much have everything planned out, so I can kind of just follow. And for this one, I did not do this. I'm kind of freestyling it, so you're gonna have to bear with me, but you get the idea. All right. And over here, I'm gonna start, should I do highlights now, or? Yeah, we're gonna continue adding the shadows. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to go next with this. So maybe I could do some inking, which I'm going to put at the top. And you're going to see the brush tool, which is like that. All right. So because of Spider-Man, and it's a comic, usually there's ink lines and stuff like that, which I'm going to do. I'm showing my freehand right here. So this is a brush tool. So depending on how thick or how much pressure I put on my my drawing pad will determine how thick the lines are. And I'm just going to keep it pretty casual. I'm trying to give this like a little comic book look to it. And the good news is any line I don't want, I could always go back and I could delete it. And let's see here. Thank you, Terrence Jones. There you go. I thought so. I thought it would add some depth to it. I'm just going to do a few more just so I could just see how it's going to look. And all right. Now what I like to do also is just go back and, all right, we're starting to get there. All right. Excuse me as I add my little flair to this. And I'm gonna go ahead. Yes, I knew it was missing something. So I just made the lines a little thicker to go with my style. Now from here it's just literally just shadowing and stuff like that. Give me 1 second as I pull a reference here for myself. Nope, don't want to do that. Gotcha. Cool. Yo, Ryan, what is going on? All right. So right here, I'm going to add little highlights and this is me experimenting, folks. So brace yourself. Call this highlights. All right. And this is one way to do the highlights. It's how I usually do it. Don't worry, guys. I talk to myself all the time. But I have you guys here, so it doesn't sound as bad. So I'm picturing the light on the left side, shadow on the right. Right now, I am drawing the highlights on his mask, just to get an idea, and man, oh man, it's exactly what we needed, folks. And like I said, the good thing about the shadows is it makes it look, just adds dimension to it. You know what I mean? So like, how do I do this? I did not plan that out correctly. That's better. And then, that was not what I wanted to do. Morgan's art, what is good? All right, I'm showing you guys. I'm gonna make this a little thicker. There you go. And then I'm just gonna add some shadowing to his eyes. Don't worry, it's gonna make sense in 2 seconds. We're gonna make this gray because I can't think of another shading color at the moment, so we're gonna go with that. This might be too gray, but we're gonna try it out. We are going to try it out, folks. Spider-Man looks good and amazing. Thank you so much, Morgan. I definitely appreciate that. Still got a lot of work to do, but you get the idea. How am I missing? Am I losing my mind here? What's going on here? It's telling me it's there, but like I cannot click on it. In fact, what I'll do is I'm gonna lock this. Lock, and then there you go. Yeah. Let's see here. I mean, there's so many other ways I could have done this. You know what? Let me do this the practical way here. Unlock. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just trying to work this out. And now we are good. Now we have shadowing. Perfect. And the good news is I could always go back at this. I could always just make it a little, let's say if it was too thick, it was got too much room, I could always go back and I could edit it. God bless this program. And I can take a look. It's a little bit too far out. I would say it's a little better. It's a little bit more. There you go. So now we're really getting depth, guys. And the good news is I can always copy and paste that. But I'm going to continue doing the highlights for his mask. First, I'm going to make sure I'm on the right layer because that's very important. And like I said, the idea of the video is to show you guys what you can do with some of these digital programs. A lot of people think, I don't know who told them this, but that you can just open the program, create art like this, and that's not the case at all. You definitely have to know what you're doing. You definitely need to come up with a game plan, and being an artist definitely helps. Spider-Man's starting to come together. Let's see if I could wrap this up for you guys here. Yes. So now if I want to make it bigger, I can. I hope I don't have anything locked. So let's say if I wanted to, it's just the beauty of Illustrator that if I wanted to ever go back and edit anything, I could. And I'm just going to create a quick background. And let's see. Can I do this? What would be the easiest way for me to do this here? I'm working for you guys today. All right, I have an idea. Let's see. So, I'm trying something right now, guys. So bear with me. I gotta make Spiderman a little smaller in order to see if this is gonna work. It's not what I wanted to do. Let's see here. You know what? I've got to do it this way, actually. I'm just going to trace over this. That works. And let's see if I made this a little smaller. And what color should I put behind him? Let's try a light blue. And then we'll put a darker blue maybe. Then do. And if I could just, let's see. Thank you, Morgan. Right now, I'm just trying to wrap this bad boy up. And then, one more for good measure. How are we looking, folks? I like it. I like it. So I just did a quick little background for Spidey. I'm gonna go ahead, let's make it a little thicker. So do I have Thunderbolt somewhere? I guess I could draw him. I'm wrapping this up, folks. I'm wrapping this up as soon as I find my pen tool. I think I need to bring this in a little bit. Yes, I do. Bring this in a little bit. Put this on the corner a little bit. Raise this up a little bit. Raise this up a little bit. And I could just turn this to yellow, maybe. I don't know if yellow is the right color, but we're gonna try it out. And then what I could do is and I could always flip these. And then what I'm going to do, I'm literally going to make this entire thing smaller. I hope I got everything. I did. All right, so this is like Spidey sense is going off. And I'm gonna make this a little smaller. Boom, folks. Wow, pretty quick. Spider-Man. What I'll do is, so you guys could really see it, I'm just gonna take this, blow this up, say 2000 by 2000. And this is what it would look like if it's blown up. You're gonna make this a tad bit bigger. And then for my grand finale, boom. And I'm just gonna save this real quick. And let's say if I wanted to turn it into a JPEG, and I can make this a background or something like that. So literally I could just as soon as this opens up. Nope, that ain't it. Did I do a PNG really? Boom. So there you are, folks. I am all done. well, thanks for hanging out. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm probably gonna re-upload this, cut it up a little bit, make this into a fun little tutorial. If you guys have any questions of anything you want to see me do in the future, definitely drop a comment. But yeah, I'm all done. This was fun. Definitely gonna be doing a lot more of these in the future.